Hi, I'm Isabel. Welcome to my channel. This week I'm filming a reading vlog, and so it's like a realistic look at what I can actually read during the week. I do have a full-time 9 to 5, and so I don't have a ton of time to actually read, but the free time I do have, I generally try to either read my book or listen to my current audiobooks. So I'm honestly probably only going to be able to finish maybe one book this week, but that's okay. We're still here for a good time. Today is Sunday. I woke up super early this morning at like 5 a.m. I don't know what woke me up, but I like could not fall back asleep. So normally Sundays are kind of my lazy day and I'll lay in bed until like 10 a.m. just kind of either reading or scrolling on my phone. But this morning I decided to get up and start filming this vlog. So I'm just gonna prep my chia seed pudding for a little breakfast, and then we'll start actually filming the reading vlog. I am gonna go to my parents in a couple hours to just kind of hang out with them for the day and help my mom with a project that she needed help with. So I might try and film some, clips of me reading over there too. But generally, we're just going to kind of listen to my audiobook this morning and then head over to my parents. So, in case you were wondering, I have literally had chia seed pudding every single morning since I started making it. I'm obsessed, and that recipe is so good. So if you guys were like a little hesitant on like, should I try it? Should I not? I highly recommend. The ingredients really aren't that expensive. And if you don't like it, like you can probably find a friend who would take the chia seeds that you're not using. But it is so good, and it seriously, so the big reason I started eating it is because the first time I had it, it really filled me up. And when I go to work in the morning, I get to the office around like 8 in the morning, and then I eat lunch around noon. And so I would usually eat a granola bar like right when I got to the office around like 8, 8:30, and then I'm starving by like 10 a.m. And I still have to wait another 2 hours for lunch. So I've started bringing my chia seed pudding to work, and I can get to noon and I'm not even hungry for lunch. Like I can eat, but I'm not like starving. Like I could probably even wait till 1 or 2 to eat my lunch because that's how filling it is. So I've been really enjoying it as my like go-to breakfast recently. So I'm gonna make that quick, and then we'll chat a little bit about my current audiobook. Okay, guys, the way I like literally devoured that chia seed pudding, it was so good, and I was so hungry. So I've got my little like cozy corner all set up. I have exactly an hour left of my audiobook, and I have to leave here in about an hour and a half to go to my parents. So timing is worked out perfectly. I don't even want to talk about how many drinks I have over here, but I have my caffeine, my V8 energy. Those are like my favorite energy drinks. And then my friend was telling me, who I saw last week, that she was like feeling a little under the weather. So I'm drinking my emergency because I'm such a freaking like germaphobe. And then I just have my like water. And then this whole little setup. So, one of my favorite things to do when I'm listening to my audiobook is work on my knitting project. Right now, I am knitting the cloud sweater by Petite Knit. Let me see if I can like hold it up for you guys. I'm really not that far. I've been working on this for about a month and a half. I just have not had much time to like do knitting. So, this is where we're at. Really not that far. And oh, for my birthday, Justin got me this craft bag that I really wanted. So it has like two slots or like sides in it, so you can keep your yarn on one side and then your project in another, and it has a bunch of little like pockets and stuff in it, so you can keep all your like knitting supplies in there, and then it just like zips up and you can carry it around with you wherever you want, which is so nice because I like when I go hang out with my parents for the day, we're not doing something 24/7. So I'm always like, oh, I wish I could have brought my project. Well, now I have my own little craft bag, and I think it's so cute. So it's been really nice. I actually am in love with this gift, and Justin was very generous. So, for this reading vlog, my current books right now are, which if you watched my June recap video, you've already listened to me like yammer on about these, but Empire Shadows by Jacqueline Benson. I am, let's see how far I am in this. This is my like physical book that I'm reading. I'm 32% of the way in this book, which is pretty good. I think yesterday I was like 19%, so I must have read a lot this morning, more than I thought. Yeah, I think I read like 6 chapters this morning. So, we're trucking along. I'm still really enjoying the book. Yeah, I honestly, with how long this book is, and this sounds so dumb, but it uses like really big technical words, which is like fun to read, but a lot of times I'm reading like right before I go to sleep. So all these big words, I'm like kind of kind of like pass it out a little bit. So it's been really fun to read, but I definitely need to make like time when I'm awake and aware to read it to actually make some progress on it. So I honestly do not think I'm going to be able to finish this by the end of the week. If I do, I'm going to be really impressed with myself. And then my audiobook that I'm reading right now is Home Before Dark by Riley Sager. I literally only have an hour of this left. I was going to try and finish it last night so I could like start this reading vlog fresh with starting a new book for the reading vlog. And it was like 10:30 last night, and I was like, okay, I have an hour left. Let's just finish it up. Let's be done, and then I'll start a new audiobook tomorrow. And I was getting so scared from this book, and it's honestly, it's not even that scary, but I was just like kind of freaked out, and it's late and it's dark. Justin's home. I'm not home alone. I have no excuse. So I was just kind of being a baby about it, but the chapter that I was on, so if you've heard me talk about this book, I'm sorry, but basically the main character Maddie, when she was 5 years old, her family, her parents bought this house, this infamous house in this small town, and they only stayed there for 20 days, and then they fled and left all their belongings behind and claimed it was haunted. And her dad wrote this like very famous book about their 20 days there and everything that had happened. And Maddie, like, her parents never talked to her about the house. They never told her exactly what happened. And she's read the book, but she grew up believing that her parents bought a house that they couldn't afford, decided to make up this story that was haunted, and like made a book about it and lied just to make a ton of money and get out of a predicament that they'd put themselves in. So, anyways, she's grown up her whole life believing that her dad's story about this haunted house was a lie. So, this book takes place 25 years later. Her dad has died. He leaves the entire estate to her, and she's trying to fix up this house to sell it. And while she's there, she's trying to figure out if there was some truth behind her dad's story or if it is a full on lie. And it's a really, really interesting book because the main point of view is Maddie, the daughter, who's trying to like fix up the house and kind of like discovering stuff about the house while she's there. And then it switches, the other point of view is actually her dad's book. And each chapter is a day that they like spent at the house. So the chapter that I was finishing when I got all creeped out was the last chapter of her dad's book. So the final day that they were there, which is kind of like this big climax of everything that was happening. And I don't know, it was just really creepy. I was getting kind of freaked out, and it got to the point where I was like, no, it's fine, like just keep listening, like there's only an hour left, Isabel, like suck it up. But it got to the point where I was like doing my skincare in the bathroom, and I literally kept checking behind the shower curtain to be like, is somebody in there? And I was like, girl, okay, we're done for tonight, like you need to calm down. So I am going to finish this morning and work on my knitting project, and then I'll let you guys know what I think about it. But so far, I'm really enjoying it. I think I can't even really think of a reason why I would finish this book and not recommend it to you because I have been enjoying it, but I guess we'll see. So let's do a little listening. Okay, so there's this like plot twist that I kind of forgot about, and it happened right before her dad's like final chapter in his book. And I'm just so curious to see how Riley Sager first of all decides to like wrap up the book, because the plot twist kind of like led the reader to believe basically it was a plot twist. And so I'm curious to see how he's going to wrap it up, but I'm also really curious, the plot twist kind of had nothing to do with her dad's book. And so, but I know they're going to somehow be connected. So I'm really curious to see like how he's going to end up connecting them. And I couldn't even tell you how this book is going to end because it's been taking me so many different directions. So we're going to buckle up and we're going to see. Yo, the plot twists are twisting. I literally did not see that coming at all. Holy crap. Okay. I still have like an hour left. I'm like, what more? What more are we talking about? Oh my gosh. Okay. We're going to keep listening as well. Keep listening. Okay, guys. Ew, ew, ew. I'm so glad I didn't try to finish this last night because I think I would have like freaked myself out. But okay, so there was like a plot twist, and I was like, okay, so that's like the end of the book, right? And then there was another plot twist that was like, oh, okay, so that's the end of the book. And now this scene is really freaking me out. So I'm gonna keep listening, but I'm like really scared. I'm scared, but we're gonna do it. We're gonna finish it. I got 25 minutes left of this book. I don't even know where Riley Sager is gonna take this, but let's find out. Guys, I'm literally tearing up. What the heck? What the heck? What the heck? Oh my god, wait. Okay. I'm literally tearing up. I have like full body chills right now. What? I did not see that coming. Oh my god, Riley Sager. He spit like 5 different plot twists into the end of this book. Okay, I gotta keep listening. I gotta find out what happened. But holy crap! Holy crap! Dude, how many plot twists can there be? Oh my god. Okay, I just finished Home Before Dark by Riley Sager. I'm going to give it 3 stars. If you're a fan of Haunting of Hill House, I really do think you're going to like this book. It was very twisty. I honestly never really knew what to expect or what was going to come next. I will say, I think if I had tried to read this book like physically on my Kindle, I don't think I would have liked it as much. It was a little slow. The push behind the plot throughout the book is really her dad's point of view and the book and like what all the haunting stuff that happened like while they were there. And so I will say like Maggie's point of view was a little slow. It wasn't like super interesting. I don't think her character was that dynamic. She was pretty flat, and I don't really feel like we got to know her personally, so you never really knew like how she was going to react to something or kind of her thoughts behind stuff. So Overall, I still think I like Riley Sager's Lock Every Door more. This is only the second book that I've ever read by him, but I still really enjoyed it. I really did not see the twist coming. And so I would recommend it. It is a really good mystery thriller, and I think it is really good for like if you're looking for kind of a spooky summer read. So book one of this reading vlog done, and we're gonna move on to Empire of Shadows. We're gonna leave here for my parents in about 20 minutes. I'm probably gonna do a little reading once we get there. And then I also have to figure out what audiobook I want to start listening to next. I think I have one came up available on my Libby. Let's see what it is. I know I checked one out. What was it? Oh my gosh, it's another Riley Sager book. It's The House Across the Lake. Let's see what this one's about. I I don't know that the ending of that of Home Before Dark really kind of freaked me out in a good way. I wasn't like it's not like scary, but definitely gave me like chills. Oh my gosh. And then yeah, I was actually like tearing up because I literally had full body chills. So I don't know if I'm in the mood for this, but it is the only audiobook I have available to me right now. So let's just read the description really quick and see if we're like in the mood for it. So this is The House Across the Lake. Be careful what you watch for. Casey Fletcher, a recently widowed actress trying to escape a streak of bad press, has retreated to the peace and quiet of her family's lake house in Vermont. Armed with a pair of binoculars and several bottles of bourbon, she passes the time watching Tom and Catherine Royce, the glamorous couple living in the house across the lake. They make for good viewing. A tech innovator, Tom, is powerful, and a former model, Catherine, is gorgeous. One day on the lake, Casey saves Catherine from drowning, and the two strike up a budding friendship. But the more they get to know each other and the longer Casey watches, it becomes clear that Catherine and Tom's marriage isn't as perfect as it appears. When Catherine suddenly vanishes, Casey immediately suspects Tom of foul play. What she doesn't realize is that there's more to the story than meets the eye, and that shocking secrets can lurk beneath the most placid of surfaces. I think I am gonna start this one because it sounds like it's set on a lake in the summertime, which is kind of perfect for right now, like a good little slasher summer, spooky summerween book. So I am gonna read that. Let me just see if I have any other holds on my audiobooks coming up. Oh my gosh. Okay, so the only other audiobook that says it's going to be available soon, which means probably like this week, is another Riley Sager book. It's Final Girls. So I think no matter what, I'm not going to be able to escape Riley Sager this week in this reading vlog. So we are going to add The House Across the Lake as my next audiobook, and then we will keep reading Empire Shadows on my Kindle. All right, we're going to head out to my parents, so I'll talk to you guys in a bit. Good morning. It is Monday. So yesterday I was at my parents until basically like 7:30. I was not able to do a lot of reading there because my mom is a preschool teacher, and she's teaching an art class for pre-K kids in a couple weeks at our local museum. She just needed help testing out some of the crafts and projects that she was going to do for this class. So she had me working yesterday. I was basically crafting all day. I got a little bit of time at the end to go sit out on their deck and read, but otherwise I really wasn't able to do a lot of reading yesterday. So I think I read about a chapter of Empire of Shadows last night before I fell asleep. And yeah, so I woke up early this morning. It's Monday, which is one of my work from home days. And lately, Mondays have been literally my least favorite day of the week. They have been so stressful for me. My company returned to office a couple months ago, and so I used to be full-time work from home, and now I'm having to go into the office Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and it's just added so much stress to my life. I loved working from home, and so it is really hard. I feel like on Mondays I have to make sure the house is in order because I get really stressed out when I get home if the house is like messy. And then I also have to make sure like I have to meal prep for all my lunches this week. And I also usually Mondays are my shower day, like my hair wash days. So usually on Mondays, I get up at like 8 a.m., roll out of bed, turn on my computer, and just work until 6. And then I'll like work out, meal prep, shower, and like I won't be done with all of that until like 10 or 11. And so it's just like I don't even get a day on Mondays. So this morning, because I was at my parents' all day Sunday, I literally wasn't able to do any of my Sunday reset stuff. So I got up at like 6 this morning. I showered. I've cleaned most of the apartment. I just need to take care of the dishwasher, put these dishes away, and then I'll be done. Thank goodness. And then over my lunch break, I'm going to go to the grocery store to get my stuff for meal prepping my lunches. But by the end of the day after work, all I have to do is work out and meal prep. So it will help a lot. And hopefully I can get done earlier so I can actually do some reading tonight. So this morning I've been listening to the daily podcast from the New York Times, which is the way I always start my mornings. It's probably not the most upbeat way to start your morning, but I just like to do a little pulse check on what's going on in the world. And so now I've finished the episode for today, and I'm going to start my new audiobook, The House Across the Lake by Riley Sager, while I finish up the kitchen stuff. It is 8:30. So I really need to log on ASAP. So I'm going to try and finish this all in about like 15 minutes, and then we'll log on and we'll start our workday. All right, kitchen's cleaned. I am 10 minutes into my audiobook. What's the percentage? I am 1% into my audiobook. Yeah, so I gotta work. I have a pretty heavy work day today. I have a lot of meetings and I have a lot that I need to get done by the end of the day. So I probably won't have time to listen to my audiobook today. I am gonna run to the grocery store during my lunch break, which is usually when I would try and like listen to my audiobook or read. But when I go to the grocery store, I can't really hear my audiobook. So I probably won't be able to listen to it again until I work out tonight. But after I work out, after I meal prep, hopefully I can actually sit down tonight too and read Empire Shadows because I am really enjoying it. I just keep falling asleep because I'm so tired. So that's kind of the plan today. So I'm going to go to work and I'll catch up with you guys tonight. All right, it is 4:45. I've been working all day and I still have some stuff I need to finish up before I officially like log off tonight, but I just need to like step away and just take a little break. So I'm gonna go for a quick walk, listen to my audiobook while I'm on a walk, and then when I come back, I'll finish up my work for the day and then maybe work out if I'm feeling motivated. Otherwise, we'll just meal prep and relax for the rest of the night. I kind of feel like that's the way it's gonna go because I am tired. So we're gonna go for a walk. Tuesday. So last night I was meal prepping, and while I was meal prepping, I was listening to The House Across the Lake by Riley Sager. I got about 15% into the audiobook and I DNF'd it for two reasons. One, this is a very like niche issue that nobody else has, but I don't know what it is, but any stories that involve like people in Hollywood, fiction or nonfiction, I just like don't enjoy them. I don't know why. Like The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, I know it's like an iconic book that people just absolutely love. I just could never get into it, and I don't know if it's because I don't know what it is. Anyways, the main character and the two side characters in The House Across the Lake are all in Hollywood, so I was just kind of annoyed because I like didn't care. And then the other reason I DNF'd it was the narrator. I liked her voice, but I think she was trying to be like in the character of the main character, which I also didn't like the main character, so that was another issue I was having. But the narrator just sounded like really bored while she was reading it, so it was kind of hard to listen to because it sounded like she wasn't even interested in the story. So I DNF'd it, and then I still had like another hour of meal prep that I was doing, so I quick looked on my like available now audiobooks in my Libby app, and what was available is Paladin's Grace by T. Kingfisher. This book has been on hold at my Libby as an ebook for like months. And I think I talked about it in one of my Libby Holtz videos, but I still don't really know what it's about. So I started it. I'm 9% into it, and I'm actually really enjoying it. It's really funny. So basically, the main character, his god, there's like actual gods in this world. His god died, doesn't have a purpose or a mission, basically, or any leadership. And then he just met this girl named Grace. And that's like pretty much all we know so far. But I'm really enjoying it. The vibes are good. The writing's good. It's fast paced. It's actually pretty funny. And the main character, I think his name's Steven, the knight, he likes to knit. So I was like, okay, sold. Because I love to knit. So I was like, oh, okay. So I'm really enjoying it so far. I'm getting ready for work right now. I just finished my news podcast. So I'm going to do my makeup and listen to this. I have about an hour before I have to leave for work. So we're going to do that. And then when I head out for work, I probably won't be able to do any reading until I get home again, just because I'm at the office and I eat lunch with my friends. So I won't really have a moment to myself the rest of the day. But then when I get home, I'll probably try to do a workout and listen to more of my audiobook. And then I will also hopefully try and do some reading. I literally read 1% of Empire Shadows last night. I was so tired. I read maybe like 2 pages and I passed out. So hoping to read more of that tonight. So I'm going to get ready. We're going to listen to Paladin's Grace and then we will go to work. So I'm about 2 hours into Paladin's Grace. I was listening to it while I was doing my makeup, and it is so funny so far. I'm actually really enjoying it. The main character, Steven, is really funny. And then the other main character, Grace, is also like really funny. And the way they met, so she was trying to escape some like guards basically. And so he like pushed her up against a wall. She like ran up to him and was like, please, can you help me? And so he like pushed her up against a wall, and he was like basically pretending that, you know, she was a prostitute, that they were getting it on in the alley. And so he's like kind of like fake humping her, and he keeps being like, I'm so sorry, ma'am. I don't know, it was just so funny. And then yeah, so I'm excited to see where the story goes. I looked it up, and this is part of a 4-book series, and I think each series follows like a different like paladin or like knight. And so I'm actually really excited to get into that, because I personally, once the main characters get together, I kind of like lose interest in the story. It's my toxic trait. I don't know why. I like wish I didn't, but yeah, so I am actually really excited to like follow a 4-book series where each story is like a different love story. So, but I'm actually really enjoying this so far. So I'm gonna keep listening to it on my commute, and then hopefully I'll have like some kind of downtime at work that I can keep listening to it. So anyways, I'll probably see you guys again after work. Talk to you later. Justin and I are gonna go to my local bookstore to get my physical copies of Not Another Love Song, The Thrashers, and then whichever Ashley Pasta book they have in stock so I can get them signed on Thursday. So yeah, always love a good excuse to go to the bookstore. I'm on my way to work, but I just wanted to give you guys a little update on where I'm at with my reading for the week. So last night I read about 10% more of Empire of Shadows, which is more than I normally read in a night because somebody named Mr. Bubba's kept messing with stuff all night and kept waking me up. So I basically didn't get any sleep last night and I was just reading. I'm really liking where Empire of Shadows is going. The plot has definitely picked up a little bit more, and I'm excited to see where their little adventure takes them. And then for Paladin's Grace, I'm about 30% of the way through that right now. I'm really enjoying it. It's definitely a slower fantasy book, but the plot, it definitely feels like it's just about to pick up. And the main character, Steven, is just so deliciously awkward. I'm just really enjoying all his little point of views, and Grace she seems like a really sweet main character. So really enjoying both my books so far. We're gonna go to work, and then hopefully when I get home, I will actually have time to read tonight. Last night, I talked on the phone with one of my friends for almost 2 hours, and then Justin and I watched K-pop Demon Hunters, so I didn't really have time to really read or have any personal time. Which, if you guys haven't seen K-pop Demon Hunters, let me tell you, unfortunately, it's really good. It sounds lame, but it's so good. So hopefully I'll actually have time tonight to do a little more reading. And yeah, so I'm gonna go to work. I'll talk to you guys later. It's Thursday. I officially have my last in-office work day today, which I'm really excited about because this week has been really long. I have a meeting right at 9, and so I've been running late all morning, but I just wanted to hop in here quick and tell you that tonight is the Julie Soto event. I'm so excited. So I've got all my books packed up in the trunk so I can go straight there after work. I'm going with one of my friends, so we're gonna go get a little dinner beforehand and then go to the event. I bought Not Another Love Song, The Thrashers, and I also bought 7 Year Slip by Ashley Pasta, which I still haven't read that one, but I do want to read it at some point because I've heard it's incredible, so I do want to get it signed while she's there as well. And then I'm also really excited to get the deluxe signed edition of Julie Soto's new book, Rose in Chains. It's a Hermione fanfic published, in real life, so I'm really excited to read it. I've never read anything Hermione, but the friend that I'm going with, she's a huge Hermione fan, and so I'm excited to go with her. Yeah, so reading update, I read about 10% of the Paladin's Grace yesterday, or listened to, and then I only read 2% of Empire of Shadows. I think this reading vlog has been a really good test for me to see, one, I probably am better off just doing a weekend reading vlog, just because when I'm at work, I have a lot to do and I'm really in it. So I don't really have time to be picking up my phone and recording stuff. And then also once I get home from work, I'm exhausted. And so I feel like it's better for me to just try and film my stuff on the weekends. And also I'm also realizing that I read basically nothing during the week. So this vlog is kind of pointless, but thank you guys for watching. I am gonna film Friday, Saturday, and then maybe Sunday this week too. So hopefully there will be a little more content for you guys to see, but I'm sorry, this beginning of the week has been really dry. So I have to go to work because I'm late and I have to go to a meeting right away in the morning before I've even had like a sip of my energy drink. So keep me in your thoughts. I'll hopefully get some footage of the Julie Soto event, but I'm so excited for it. Okay, bye. Good morning. It is Sunday, and I'm sorry this reading vlog has been so lame. I literally haven't filmed, I think, since Thursday, maybe. So I ended up DNFing Empire of Shadows. I just was not enjoying it, and I think that was a big reason why this reading vlog has been kind of lame. I was dreading reading that book every day. It started out really strong, and then it just got a little, I don't know, it just really lost the pace. So I ended up DNFing it at 53%. And yesterday I was looking for like a new book to pick up because I always need to be reading a book. And I was like looking. Nothing was available at my library. Nothing on Kindle Unlimited was really catching my interest. So I was like, okay, fine. Because I've been in such a reading slump lately, I am allowed to buy an ebook. And so I was looking at all the ebooks or all the books that I really, really want to read that are, on hold for months and months. And I finally was like, okay, I know which book I want to read. And it is Julie Soto's Rose and Chains. I just can't wait. I want to read it so badly. So I started it yesterday around 4:30. So I had like an hour to read, and then Justin and I went to go see the new Superman movie, which, by the way, is incredible. I was actually like very pleasantly surprised. I haven't seen a superhero movie that I've actually really enjoyed probably since Avengers, the original Avengers came out. Like, yeah, and so this Superman movie, it was so good. And I would highly, highly recommend going to see it. It was really good. And then we got dinner afterwards. So we didn't get back until like 11, but I am breezing through this book. I'm already almost 30% of the way through because I can't put it down. I stayed up so late last night reading it. I should have known. I love Julie Soto's writing. She's so addictive, and I should have known that like one of her books would have gotten me out of the slump. So yeah, I'm like really enjoying it. It is about 7:45 right now. I have about 15 to 20 minutes before I actually have to get up. So I'm gonna just keep reading until then, and then I have to get up and get ready for like a family event. So let's keep reading Rose and Chains. It is absolutely incredible so far, and it's such a page turner. It is really good. Okay, I just finished part one. I was not expecting the plot to go this way based off of the cover and like the small bit I know about this. It was originally a Draco Hermione fan fiction, Hermione, if you will, that Julie Soto had posted to AO3, I believe during COVID, and now is being like traditionally published. I was not expecting the story to go this way, and now I'm like, how are they gonna get themselves out of this like predicament? So we'll see. But oh my gosh, this book is so good. I just love the way Julie Soto writes, and she's so clever and smart, and the way that she's like jumping around these timelines is, it just like makes sense. I don't know, I can't even explain. This book is already incredible, and I can't imagine a scenario at this point that this won't be a 5-star book. Another 5-star from Julie Soto. So I'm gonna keep reading, but wow, part one, the ending of it kind of had me thrown.